Hello, Texas Rangers fans. It's Chris with a positive C here with a fun Friday edition of Texas Rangers Daily. It's me here in the Positive Studios with my fun guys. They'll be joining me every Friday. So, yeah, we got a fun time here right now. We're going to go over the Cleveland Guardians because they're our final series of the year. So, we got to break them down a little bit. Cole Winn is your Ranger of the Week. Semien Seager, both of them are out, will not be back for the rest of the year. We'll look at their final numbers. And also, Marcus Semien spoke with Kennedy Landry of MLB.com and didn't have the happiest things to say. But first things first, we're not going to stand on ceremony anymore, Mr. Wayne. Let's get into diving into the Minnesota Twins, because they beat us 2-1, and the series was just very lackluster. From the very beginning, they were lackluster at bats, lackluster defense. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong in that series. If you could come up with a couple of wins in this series, you could really think about becoming a 500 team. This is going to be a struggle to even get there, and they proved it with this series. On Friday, they lost 4-1. Jock Peterson hit a leadoff home run. Kind of felt like things were going to, go in the right direction at that point in time. Did not. They proceeded to strike out 8 times. And Patrick Corbin was not his best. But the team, the way that the team kind of went about their business really kind of made the point I made last episode really stand home. Like, this team played like a team that was ready for it to be over. Both teams played like they were ready for it to be over. In fact, this whole series, they played like they were ready for this. Strikeouts. It showed with the lackluster at bats. No one was playing for team when it came to being up to the plate, trying to pass it on to the next guy. They were kind of fishing for numbers, and it wasn't good. They made Ebby Matthews look like Bob Gibson, so that's an embarrassment. On Wednesday, the Rangers actually won that game. Both teams struck out 11 times, which is crazy. But hometown hero Billy McKinney from Plano, from Dallas, Arlington, who's kind of from an area, he went ahead and hit the go-ahead run. He's not a kid, even though his name is Billy, and usually people with Billies are kids. He's not a kid. He's 31 years old. He's actually on his 8th or 9th team. So, yes, this is a nice little story. It's one of those end-of-the-year stories that probably don't mean much, but good for Billy McKinney. Josh Smith also hit a home run, too, so that's really good. And you can go. I will not do the greatness of Jacob deGrom justice with all the stuff, all the accomplishments that he has. He's got an ERA under 3. He started 30 games. It was amazing, the season for Jacob deGrom. Amazingly consistent for Jacob deGrom, too. Really excited for what the future holds for him now that he's healthy. And then finally today, this is because I'm recording this on a Thursday. Today they lost 4-0, completely shut out. You could not ask for anything out 9 times, and it looked like both teams were just so eager for the season to be over with that they were just kind of giving up. A lot of give up at bats. Let's see. Mahle had another good start, though. And let's stop down on Mahle for a second. I still am a firm believer that you do not pay Mahle the money that he's going to ask for. If he comes down on his number because he's been hurt, then maybe that's something you can do. But I do not believe that Tyler Mahle is going to be on this team next year. So he basically just auditioned for his next team. Hopefully we got him paid pretty well. So yeah, that was the Twins. The bright spot of this whole series was Jacob Webb. 3.1 scoreless innings and 2 appearances, so good job, Jacob Webb. Everything else was just bad. Everything else was bad enough that it seemed like they made the one game adjustment to a point after Bochy had that emotion and laid another egg today. So I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I don't know if Bochy's coming back next year, but I mean, if they play for me like that, I wouldn't want to. Manage this team. I wouldn't want to manage this team though if we had Corey Seager and Marcus Semien, which we don't because they're both injured. Kind of. I mean, Corey Seager had the appendectomy, but Semien had the foot injury. Semien says actually that he probably would have played if this thing would have been a pennant race type thing. He told Kennedy Landry, again of MLB.com, mathematically worked out for the Rangers to actually be in contention, he would be playing. He is not happy about being on the sidelines right now. Of course, Marcus Semien plays almost every game. He tries to play every game. And he's a workhorse warrior. I think he's only been hurt one other time in his career. I think he had like a 17-game stretch, or he had maybe in 2017 is when he got hurt. He might have just had a little bit of stretch of injury there. But other than that, he's almost an Iron Man. So not being able to play, not being in the lineup, definitely gets to him. Something else that gets to him right now is the talk about what the locker room is, what the clubhouse is, how that is vibing, and the type of people in there. His quote is, "I might not be the one making the decisions on who is in the clubhouse. I definitely know what type of team I want to play on." And that makes a lot of sense. He wants to be a part of a winning organization. He wants to be a part of a team with players that are in winning mindsets. And there's a couple of guys on this team that I'm not sure if they had the winning mindset the entire time, the entire year. Maybe they had a little bit more of themselves in mind, or maybe they didn't have the type of, focus that Marcus Semien, tries to do every single year, every single day. He's a focused and driven coming around with the Texas Rangers when it comes to just roster construction in general. And so, there's Marcus Semien, one of your best players, speaking out, and he knows what type of team he wants to be on. Let's keep that in mind. Final numbers for Marcus Semien and Corey Seager. They go like this: 21 home runs for Seager, 50 RBIs, 855 OPS, a lot higher than I thought it was, and 268 average. So a very just lack of a better term, poor season for Corey Seager, but you can blame injury. You can blame the inconsistency of the offense around him. He was the only one hitting at some points in time, and that there's no protection in the lineup for Corey Seager. He's going to have numbers like this. He can't drive in people if there's no one on. And then Marcus Semien batting .230. 669 OPS, not very good there, Marcus. 63 RBIs, 15 home runs. Both of them will be missed at the end of the season, but they need to get it together because there are big money guys. They're what the team was built around in 2022. It got us one World Series and 3 different maybe losing seasons. So I don't know if the investment has been totally worth it. I guess if you get a championship, it's worth it. There's parts of me that don't think that. Look at the 2002 LA Angels. All right, your Ranger of the week. This is going to be a quick one because there wasn't a lot of good this week when it came to the Texas Rangers. Pitch, he had only 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, 0 walks. So that's a 0.4 whip. That's very good. That's again. He's another guy who is going to be solidified in his role next year out of that bullpen. And I have a feeling that he's going to be one of those pieces that sticks around there that they have to build themselves around. Because a lot of the bullpen pieces are free agents. And so you got to, like Holby Milner, a bunch of those guys are all free agents. So the Rangers need to decide who stays and who goes. And Cole Winn, since he won't be a free agent, is definitely a guy who's going to be in that bullpen for a while. So good job, Cole Winn. And finally, this is a short episode today of Texas Rangers Daily because we have, let's face it, guys, the end of the season, we're trying to kind of gather up as much information as we can to give you a better viewpoint of the Rangers fell apart. So, there's definitely some stuff in the works, in the hopper, some more deep dives on things. But right now, I think we're trying to get to the end of the season, too. We're here to the end of the season. Guardians. The Cleveland Guardians are the final series of the year going up to Cleveland. And here is Jose Ramirez. Players in the American League. We'll have to do something about him. All right, the Guardians preview. Playing best baseball when it matters most, and that's a really huge thing when it comes to being a team, especially in contention. You really need to be playing your best baseball when it matters most. So they were at 15 and a half games back at one point in time. So it's all about carrying momentum, getting momentum, and they really did a really good job. In fact, after the All-Star break, They were 40-23. So again, the second half that I think a lot of people predicted the Rangers to have, the Cleveland Guardians had the last month. They've had 5 shutouts. Not good for a team like the Rangers, who are struggling to score runs. This team has been on a roll. Jose Ramirez this year, 284, 30 home runs, 84 RBIs. Another solid season for somebody who's been super consistent. Got Steven Kwan, who 335 on base percentage, 57 strikeouts too. So doesn't strike out. He's a true outcome type guy. And then finally, Carlos Santana, the old man River himself, is still in the league, still playing for Cleveland, having an okay season, but the thing is, he hits home runs against the Rangers pretty much every time he faces them. So expect, in fact, I'm making a call, a Carlos Santana smooth home run. And so they have a couple of the pitchers already lined up. I think so they only have one. Only one pitcher has been lined up for the series. The rest are kind of waiting to see. The Rangers don't have any of them lined up right now. It's Slade Cecconi. He's 7-6, 4.15 ERA. He's given up 23 home runs. So if the Rangers are ever going to start slugging, if the last season of the year is the way, if the last series of the year is what they do it in, then it is. And what do I expect? Don't expect much. I expect over, and that we can start preparing, which we're not really too sure what they're going to do. There's going to be more prospects, so we're going to look at those. We're going to have some fun. It's a fun Friday here. It's a fun, quick Friday here, Texas Rangers Daily. I am Positive C, Chris. You can like, subscribe, Texas Ranger season, and then we'll try to make it better next week.